is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And this video today is kind of going to be a follow-up from my previous video that I did yesterday, of course talking about the brand new DLC update that was found, which was listed as low in the files. Of course, low there being the codename for it, which is supposed to reference the DLC, very similar to the way Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2, when that was actually leaked out. You know, the file name for that was Lux, standing for luxury. Of course, they're referencing the Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2 update. So once again, this is going to be a follow-up actually talking about the 12 new vehicle file names that were found, and I thought I'd go ahead and bring this to you guys today, as all of the vehicle file names have now been cracked. So with that being said, guys, as always, hope you do go on to enjoy this video as well. If you are active on the channel around these times, be sure to leave a like, guys. Your support, of course, is always greatly appreciated on these type of videos. And with that being said, let's jump straight into this. So I want to start off by giving credit to FunMW2 as well as people on the GTA forums. As many of you may know, FunMW2 is the most credible leaker in the community when it does come to information. Always leaking correct things, you know, the marksman pistol, the knuckle dusters, way before Rockstar even announced Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2 stuff. They was leaked by FunMW2, and he has always been around when it does come to correctly leaked information. So it's just good that this information does come from a credible source. Now, getting into the vehicle list, as you guys will see on screens right now, here is actually the vehicle list. And starting off with the first 4 vehicles, we have 2 different variants of the Faction 2 and the Faction 3. The numbers there just mean different variants. We have the Moonbeam 2, and then we have the Sabre GT 2. Now, starting off with the Factions, as you all know, the Faction is a vehicle that was previously featured, I do believe, in Grand Theft Auto 4, and quite to my knowledge, actually, this is also in GTA 5. It's actually in one of these scrapyards. If you actually look, it's one of the scrapped vehicles you can actually see. And at first glance, I thought this may have been a Runa that's already in GTA 5, but this, upon further inspection, of course, this is clearly the Faction. And we don't know, of course, whether or not this vehicle is going to be the exact same coming into GTA 5 as a DLC vehicle. You know, when Rockstar releases DLC vehicles, or from previous GTAs, they tend to revamp them, give them a new body style, give them a new look. And judging by the scrapyard version, it seems to be the exact same version from what we've seen in GTA 4. So I think it's pretty interesting how this vehicle is already in a GTA 5, just in the scrapyard. And I find that quite interesting there for that vehicle. But once again, 2 different variants of the Faction are in fact going to be coming. Of course, next up we have the Moonbeam. Once again, I talked about this one yesterday, as this was one of the first vehicles to be found. The big ass minivan, as you can see here, it is from previous GTAs once again. And this one's quite interesting. I'm quite intrigued by this. You know, what kind of customization options will be available on this is what we will have to wait and see when it does eventually arrive. And as for the Sabre GT2, for those of you who don't know just yet, the Sabre GT is listed in the files, but it's actually the Sabre Turbo in-game. So the Sabre Turbo in-game in the files is known as the Sabre GT for whatever reason. I don't know why, but apparently we're getting a new version of the Sabre Turbo, which I find quite interesting. I actually like the Sabre Turbo, I like the way it looks and stuff like that, and I think it's pretty interesting about that as well. For the next 4 vehicles that I'm going to be talking about, we have the Slamvan 3, the Tornado 5, the Buccaneer 2, and the Clean Voodoo. Very interesting stuff there. The Clean Voodoo is a vehicle that a lot of people have wanted before as well. The Voodoo is one of those rare vehicles, I guess you could say, or was classed as a rare vehicle at one point. And same for the Slamvan as well. The Slamvan 3, a lot of people are saying that this could be more of a kind of like the Lost MC Slamvan, but without the decals, or with different decals and stuff like that. Or even a Lost Slamvan would be awesome to be brought in, what we can actually put in our garages. For the Tornado 5, once again, just a different version of the Tornado there. That's already in GTA 5. Same thing for the Buccaneer as well. And it seems as though this is going to be very similar to the Hipster update, similar to the way they brought in a lot of vehicles kind of similar to these, I guess you could say. And I'll talk a little bit more about that again at the end of the video. So once again, for those vehicles, we have the Clean Voodoo, the Buccaneer 2, the Tornado 5, and the Slamvan 3, of course, being different variants there. But for the last 4 vehicles today, we have the Chino 2, the Virgo 3, the Virgo 2, and the Primo 2, once again being different versions there. For the Primo, of course, a vehicle that's always been in GTA 5, and apparently we're getting another version of the Primo. 2 more versions of the Virgo, which of course was introduced with the Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1 update, sorry. Which was a pretty awesome vehicle as well. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with that. Whether or not they're going to be called something different, but we do know so far they are listed as Virgo 2 and Virgo 3. And then the Chino 2 as well. Once again, the Chino, a vehicle there which was introduced with Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2 update, apparently being another version of the Chino, maybe with a different name, but once again listed in the files as the Chino 2. So all of this is very, very interesting. Of course, those are the file names for them. Some of the other different variants of the previous vehicles may have different names when they eventually get brought in to GTA 5, but this is very interesting. It seems as though it's going to be very similar to the Hipster update, being a very cheap DLC that wouldn't cost you too much to buy all of the vehicles and stuff. And even from W3 stated, he feels as though this DLC is very similar to the Hipster update, and he feels as though there's kind of like a bit of a pattern forming here with the Ill Gotten Gains Part 1 and the Ill Gotten Gains Part 2 kind of bearing similarities to the High Life and the Business update, bearing new supercars and stuff like that, of course with the exception of apartments. And the Hipster update, you know, bearing very similar to the next update, being the Low, you know, once again code name for it. We don't know the official name for it just yet. And then shortly afterwards, he believes that it may follow with something similar to the Flight School, maybe being something you know, to do with stunting and stuff like that. As you all know, stunt races has been found in the in Social Club and stuff like that as well. So I don't know what I really think about this. I think that for those of you out there who don't like those type of vehicles, it may not be the best of DLCs unless they go the extra mile and they add new apartments that we can go to, you know, new, maybe even mansions. Mansions would be a huge addition, but just new apartments, new houses and stuff like that. I feel as though for those of you out there who don't like those vehicles, you know, new fresh apartments and houses would still be a great addition for that DLC. But I'm quite intrigued by this. I'm quite intrigued to what Rockstar's going to say about this on their newswire in the future, and whether or not what's going to be happening about this. That didn't even make sense what I just said, but that pretty much wraps it up for this video, guys. I just wanted to bring you guys these 12 brand new vehicle names from a credible source like Phenomenal W2 again, and I hope you guys did enjoy or found this video helpful. So if you did and you are active on the channel around these times, be sure to leave a like, guys. Your support, of course, is always greatly appreciated on the channel. And I do remember, if you want to get involved in any giveaways on the channel, there is now a Megalodon shark card giveaway going on in the description down below, as well as a YouTuber hosted $2,500 giveaway that you guys can enter right now. There's a bunch of YouTubers in on this giveaway, and if you want to enter it, just click the link down in the description down below, and of course that will show you guys how you can enter in many different ways. So once again, hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new around, and I'll catch you guys later today with a brand new video.